Oh, I forgot my swiftness potions. I mean, getting banned from a game is not the same as a death. I don't know. Why is that coming up? I mean, you don't get killed for jaywalking. You don't get, oh my god. You don't get killed for manslaughter either. I mean, most countries don't even believe in the death. Oh my god. I don't have my... I don't have arrows. I've been too caught up in this conversation. Do I have stone on me? A little bit of stone. Can I quickly craft some things? Oh god. Yeah, fuck. Being okay with the use of a glitch you just discovered was moral the same as killing... Okay. No, I didn't. Oh, wait. Actually, I think I did. No, that was a counter to your argument that... No. You say you're misconstruing me. So what I said is, you said that when a person first discovers something that's against the law, when they first discover an exploit or a way to circumvent the way things are, the first person who discovers it should not be punished. Right? That's exactly what you said. The first person who discovers an exploit should not be punished over it. Let me see if I can get the exact text. If first discovers something that is against the law, does not exist. First discover... What do you mean does not exist? Well, let me get your exact statement here. Sorry, guys, I'm going through Ghost Seconds chat. The law has to be made first. No, it doesn't. It cannot be broken first. Yes, it can. Actually, a great example of this is what's going on currently with Facebook. Previously, some laws... no, yes, it is, Ghost Sagan. Previously, there wasn't laws on how Facebook was required to share their data and information on customers. And they are being punished for it by being taken to court, and they could have legal repercussions brought on them. There was no laws previously, but now they're actually looking at them now, and they're saying, no, these things that you did was wrong, and therefore you're going to be punished. I mean, that's a real-world example from today. The people who are sharing information illicitly like that are going to get punished. Valve was doing internet gambling via its gun skins. Guess what happened to them? There was no law on that. It didn't exist before. That's called courts cheating. So you reject reality, is what you're telling me. You reject reality. Okay. Now the court is cheating. How can I argue? How can we have a conversation if reality doesn't matter to you? I mean, this is what is happening in real life. You can still go to jail for retroactive legislation. Okay. Like Troby Cool said, you will. It will happen. When you commit a new crime, you're not going to get away with it just because it's new. So again, this is coming up because Ghost Sagan said in his example, if you're the first person who discovers a glitch in a video game, you should have no liability for what you do. Because you were the first person to discover it, therefore you should not be punished. There's a law against that, Go? No, you're thinking of the law that means... what's that called? It's part of the Constitution, or maybe the amendments, the Bill of Rights, Balderon. That's not the same thing. That was to prevent people from making up laws on the spot. Right, is it double... I don't think it's double jeopardy. I think it's called something else. Double jeopardy is when you get tried twice for the same thing. Man, what is that called? Yeah, but I mean, that was something that the King of England was doing, basically. He was finding reasons to arrest people that he didn't like by making up some new shit. When you see an article about how Ninja can just arbitrarily get people banned from Fortnite, you just look at that and say, oh yeah, powerful control the courts. It all checks out. What does this have to do with anything, Go? Get back on point. Cheating in video games is not okay. If you find an exploit in a video game, cheating in a multiplayer video game is not okay. If you find an exploit in a multiplayer video game, you should get banned. If you find an exploit and then abuse it, I have to clarify a lot there. If you find an exploit in a video game and you use it, you should be banned. Change my mind. I don't care about Ninja. Well, I don't know what Ninja has to getting people banned from Fortnite. Can you get some articles about that? Ex post facto law. All right, this is a thing, I think, in the Bill of Rights, right? I'm saying that comparing punishment in a video game is not comparable for punishing Facebook for paying people trust, whatever. I don't care. Get back on topic. It is you are not allowed to cheat in a multiplayer video game and get away with it. If you find an exploit that gives you an unfair advantage and use it, you should be banned. What do you think about stream sniping? Stream sniping against Twitch terms of service? It's really hard to prove, is the thing about it. I don't think people should get in trouble for things that people can't prove. So if I say that you did something, shouldn't fucking matter. If I provide proof that you did something, okay, now we're talking, right? So I can't come to you, Dan, and call you a rapist, and then you be barred from getting a certain job because I said that. That's unfair. That is not right. You shouldn't be able to be tried in the court of public opinion with no evidence whatsoever. That's unfair. Like if you have suspicion that someone cheated but you can't prove it, you can't ban them. That's unfair. You're not allowed. There you go, Balderon. Yeah, that's what it is. That's so. Ex post facto law is when you take something that was legal, make it illegal, and then punish the person for doing something that was perfectly normal and societally acceptable at the time. That's important. Yeah, intent of anything. I agree, Dave. It's the only time intent really comes into law is usually with homicide or intent to distribute and stuff like that. So they can look at some things, you know, and draw some conclusions like you wrote a lot of angry notes about your ex-wife about how you want to kill her, and then you kill her, and they could try you for premeditated murder rather than a crime of passion, for example. So it's not impossible to prove. It's just very, very, very difficult, and basically you have to admit it in your own words. Sorry, I'm not playing Terraria, am I? You guys are at the interesting conversation that I'm interested in, frankly. I like it. It's fun to talk about these kind of things. Sorry if you don't like it. I mean, I honestly think it's really clear cut. If you exploit in something, if you glitch in something, if you cheat in something, I think it's so easy to see the difference of someone who accidentally did something and someone who did it on purpose. It's so easy to see. It's very rarely gray lines there. A chat about murder. You can report them if you think that they are cheating, and the devs can check if it's actually cheating. Right. So my report shouldn't be grounds to ban them. There should be proof. Now, having said that, if a police officer pulls you over and says you were doing a certain speed, like it just says, doesn't have any radar or anything like that, in the United States, then that's how it is, basically. The officer's word is not law per se, but it's indisputable. That's how it works. Is that right or wrong? That's based on the situation. So, going back to the ninja example, we could say that because Ninja is such a subject matter expert that he would know when someone is stream sniping or not, and then you could make the decision that yes, we'll follow Ninja's input. That's kind of BS, but it's not, Sivo, because with experience you learn some things. Like for example, you could be as a veteran police officer can look at a car and say that's the speed it's going, and they're very accurate. They're actually really good at judging what the speed is depending on their skill level. So they become a human speed detector. And so you could be driving alongside me, right? And you don't know what speed I'm going, but you're going the same speed as me, and you look at your dashboard and it says you're going X amount of miles per hour. You don't necessarily know what speed I'm going, but you have a really good idea. There was proof in the case that the guy wasn't stream sniping. Was that the guy emoted on his corpse after killing him? Did that guy get banned? I don't know. Oh, fuck. Oh, sorry, Matthew. I know you put some stuff in here a second. I feel like discovering an exploit is different from using an exploit. Absolutely. Just finding an exploit is not the same as abusing it. If you discover an exploit and report it to the devs so that a new rule can be put to fix, it's not wrong. Trying to gain advantage because of a loophole that bypasses legal morality is not okay. Right? Did he get banned? Is there an article for this so I could just read it real fast? As I have been happening since before emotes existed. I don't read about Ninja really. This is an interesting topic for me. Stream sniping sucks. The reason stream sniping sucks is I think because of this, because it's unprovable. You can't prove it at all. They got banned, but it wasn't because of Ninja. Urlangus Birds is exploits in a physics-based game like Rocket League, where exploits like wave dashing and flip resets weren't intended, but become part of the play when they're discovered. Oh, that's interesting. So, I mean, I think it's the difference between the devs saying, yes, that's okay, and saying, no, that was an exploit. So like you yourself discovered this thing and didn't use it in an online match, went to the devs and say, hey, this weird thing is happening that I think is not intended. And you know, they're like, okay, thank you for doing that. They're not gonna ban you for it, right? But going into a game and knowingly using that, I think that would be grounds for termination of your account if the developer wanted to do so. Certainly. So what's going on with Fallout 76 right now? Basically, you can just go to an area with a certain perk, and there's just a bug that the trap accidentally resets. Lots of the traps accidentally reset. They're not working appropriately right now, and it's obvious that they're broken because they give you infinite materials as well as infinite XP at an extraordinary rate, and people are just using that like it's okay. Tons of people. And then there's also a bug right now where if you purposely put on and take off pocketed armor over and over and over and over and over and over again, you get an infinite carry weight because of some of the number values in the game, which people are just exploiting as much as they want because it's okay. I'm hoping these people get banned because I know Bethesda's tracking every item on the server. Get the hell out of here. You're planning a speedrunning there? Sorry, yeah, Jackets? In what game? You use some Terraria speedruns? Yeah, let's make some progress on this, shall we? What time is it? 9? I should do some fishing quests too, really. Look, I'm not dying. Thanks, Doom. I appreciate it. Yeah, you guys can link that article about Ninja if you want. Just so I can read it later, really. Bleed 2. Oh, nice. One of the speed gaming channels. Nice. We can't do it. That's true, yeah. There's a difference between we won't do anything and we can't do anything, yeah. In the case of wave dashing for Super Smash Brothers Mario, what is SSBM? I don't know. There's nothing they could do to fix the game since there's no way to update every cartridge once they've left the stores without new versions at massive cost. Yeah, that's a big deal. So now if someone were to go to a multiplayer tournament, Bald, Smash Bros. Melee, okay. If someone were to go to the multiplayer tournament and use that, and it wasn't specifically allowed in the rules, would they get in trouble for that? That's true, B, but I don't mind exploring that idea. Because, yeah, most games can get updates now. What is and what is not intended. And they all expect that no one else will exploit them. It just sounds like a happily ever after fairy tale scenario for no one to take advantage of huge programming oversights. I'm not... I don't know why... Hopefully I never said that that I personally think that everyone in the world is a nice unicorn and shits out roses and stuff. It's not... Terraria sucks, Sixen. It's not that I have the expectation that no one will cheat. It's that I have the expectation that when people do cheat, they get punished. That's all. I mean, like you said earlier ago, it would be crazy for anyone to think that people won't break the law just because the law is in place. All right, Josh, have a good one, man. Thanks for being here. Stay motivated. I'm not arguing that people are perfect. My argument is that people who are bad need to have something happen to them. Everyone definitely knows ahead of time that it is cheating, even if through unforeseen glitches. Unforeseen. So, I've said multiple times that gaining an obvious unfair advantage is gonna be obvious. Yeah. Could you give me an example of a glitch that you wouldn't realize is a glitch, and is still an unfair advantage? Because I mean, I can't personally think of anything. First gotta use it, would not be in trouble. They take that issue and then decide on it is good for the game, and then either embrace it or ban it. It's used while banned, right? Permanent loss kind of thing. They decided to embrace it since it's easy to do and on accident and takes skill to do repeatedly on purpose. Interesting. Yeah, the wall glitch is a super obvious one. You know you're not supposed to be glitched into the wall. I can think of tons. Give me one. Literally give me an example. If you see someone else do it, why would you think you shouldn't? Like, inherently, as you said. If I see someone else clip through a wall, why do I think I inherently shouldn't do it? Because I can't clip through a wall in real life. If I saw someone else doing an infinite XP glitch, where in a game where I have to kill lots of different monsters in order to get XP, I would immediately come to the conclusion that that was not intentional. I mean, are we talking about a 7-year-old? All right, Shady, sounds good. In this situation, or are we talking about a grown adult? Obviously, minors have some different rules under law because they can't be withheld to a certain standard, but adults can. Can you show me NPC house? Yeah, sure. Actually, do we have extra housing as a command? Dude, I have a YouTube video. That is... doing fine right now. And you deleted a ship that's large enough.
Ramrod, get it?
Yeah, I got it.
It can end up duplicating the weapons you had equipped on that ship, and you get extra copies in your inventory. Deleting a ship when you make a new one would be a common action, and checking your inventory meticulously would be a bit weird. Okay, so so this is a great example. Ramrod, whoa, Ramrod with the biddies, 500 biddies, guys. Coming in some extra 20 LOV in chat for Ramrod with a whole $5 worth of bits. That's a great example, Go, because that feeds directly into what I'm saying, where a person could encounter an exploit like that, do it, not notice, and then continue on. But the difference is when a person repeatedly does it 150 times. That's exploiting. That's the deal. If you accidentally did it 150 times in a row, it wouldn't be an accident anymore. So your point, the example you just gave is to my point that those exploits that are out there that people are abusing, in particular in Fallout 76 right now, are so obvious. I mean, way more obvious than that, and repeated so many times over and over again, they could never possibly make the argument that they didn't know. How could they? When they're doing a repeated action 1,000 times in a row. I mean, that is a very minor background glitch also that you could exploit, and if you did, it would be very obvious. Thank you for the fantastic example, I have to say. Because I mean, that's basically what's going on. A really tiny thing like that someone is doing over and over and over. No, they didn't know. It's not fair to say that they didn't know. They did know. Because they definitely did know. Yeah, it's hard to feign ignorance when you accidentally have infinite carry capacity. The only difference in our opinion is that I don't want to punish the players until the devs say not to use a certain glitch exploit, and you seem to want to punish people before a precedent is set. But a precedent is set. Even in your example, you knew, you yourself admitted that you're duplicating, right? So if a person were to use that 100 times to duplicate, were they ignorant to the rule that you shouldn't duplicate? The end user license agreement is a huge precedent, and it says you can't cheat. That's not really what Go is saying per se. I'm not interested in banning accidental exploiters or someone who accidentally clipped into a wall, but it is their responsibility, as per the end user license agreement, to not continue using that as an exploit. And if they do continue using that, they should be punished. If you do it accidentally, then you're not even gonna notice probably that you did it accidentally. How big is this arena? We're gonna take it all the way to hell, I think, Ixon. Because it's gonna be an important thing later on. Man, I gotta fix this. Yeah, 50 extra of these, 100 extra of these, and it's not like the exploits that I'm talking about in 76 are, I accidentally did this 10 times or 15 times or 20 times. They're doing it for like an hour straight. They're sitting there and spamming an infinite exploit for an hour. Oh, damn it. There are multiplayer games where devs end up allowing certain glitches or exploits to name them. And there are games where the devs end up not. The interim period where you don't know the dev's position isn't going to be treated the same way by everyone on the internet. The interim position isn't going to be treated by the same way by everyone on the internet. I think this is a case-by-case basis because there's things that are more... you're cheating in a multiplayer game. I don't know. You're specifically gaining an advantage. What's up, Phoenix? How you doing? The moment that you're purposely gaining an unfair advantage in a video game over someone else... Can you name me some examples of exploits that are allowed in online multiplayer games? Hey, why don't you play? What's up, man? It's good to see you, buddy. How you been enjoying Fallout 76? Hey, Pomo Pave. Now, we're going to probably be playing some soon. We're just slowly building this arena. Hopefully you guys are interested in this topic of conversation. I know it's not just Terraria based, but I like talking about all kinds of things. When you say case by case, you can't expect everyone in the internet to have the same feeling about whether something is unfair or not. I don't know why you keep telling me that. I don't give a fuck, okay? I don't care how they feel. Reality is reality. Why does it matter how they feel? Cheating is cheating. I'm tempted to play Terraria again. Do it. Taking advantage of something is taking advantage of something. Broke all my stuff doing Nuke Charlie and disconnect. Oh my god. Yesterday, dude, I had that day too. The day where I couldn't do PvP damage anymore, I was like, all right, fuck this. But who determines what is cheating? That is actually a great question. Who determines what is cheating or not? At the end of the day, I think to your point, the developers are going to end up writing down what is and what is not cheating. I agree. If a developer decides that wall hacks are not cheating, that's their prerogative. That's their prerogative. Sorry. That will in the case by case basis that Go is talking about. Obviously, the dictionary decides what cheating is, but the developers end up having to force onto the players by banning what is and what is not cheating. The problem with this idea is that you are going against some serious, obvious. They don't agree that you can use infinite weight glitches. How are you defending that? You think Bethesda's gonna be like, oh yeah, the infinite weight glitch, when we put in a weight, when we put in a stash limit, is that defensible? No, it's obviously not. It's not defensible at all. The developers are... Hey, welcome back, Marcus. The developers are gonna be like, oh yeah, that was okay.
You hear me? You hear me?
So, who determines if it's cheating or not? The developers? And what have they determined? That it's gonna be cheating. All I'm saying is you shouldn't be punished, and you shouldn't be punished until you've at least been told not to do it. That is rejecting reality, Go Sagan. Honestly, it is. I have no argument to come back from that, because if you really believe that you shouldn't be punished for doing something, just because someone hasn't specifically come to you and told you not to do it, that's not real. Because we live with expectations. If someone will walk up to you on the street and punch you in the face, and you say, oh, you didn't tell me not to punch you in the face, that's madness. When it's so obvious. When it's so obvious like that. I'm not saying you have to be personally told. I didn't even apply that. All I'm saying is that you shouldn't be punished until you've at least been told not to do it. A precedent has to be set not to cheat? No, I think it's already been set. About what is cheating? Yeah, I can agree. A precedent has to be set about what is cheating. That's not what we're talking about, though. People who cheat in obvious ways, like inventory dupe glitches, should get banned. Whether they were told that they duped their inventory, they shouldn't be allowed to dupe their inventory or not. If someone comes up with punches, we have laws about that already. We also have laws about cheating. I mean, in Fallout 76 in particular, we have laws about cheating. We're also not lacking in what is cheating in an online game in these circumstances. I mean, you're like trying to get these tiny little circumstances in which someone does an accidental exploit one time. I don't know. I'm not ever saying that person should get banned. Like, accidentally doing something is different than exploiting it repeatedly, like 50 times in a row, 150 times, 1,000 times in a row, which is literally what's going on. Human society is based off of intrinsic values and beliefs, most of which are ingrained into your upbringing. It's obviously not a set base of rules, but it's fair to assume most people are going to have a reasonable moral compass to base their decisions off of. Go Sagan would say that no, you don't need to have any moral compass. You need to be told in particular what is okay and what is not okay in this environment. If I ask a girl to date me, and then I have sex with her sister, she's probably going to be mad, even though there's no law that I couldn't have sex with her sister, and she didn't tell me I couldn't have sex with her sister. Still going to be mad, though. Probably, I'm definitely right. So, her sister's kind of a bitch, too. Jeez, it's fucked up. Inventory over encumbered glitch doesn't. Inventory over encumbered glitch doesn't ban. Sorry, what glitch is that one? Munch, can you describe it to me exactly? Ah, fuck. Is that a true story? Oh no, I never fucked anybody. I'm a virgin. There are cultures with very different values on this planet. That's true. You can't just assume everyone will think the way you do or value the things you value. No, I don't. I agree with that, Ghost Egan. I don't think I do expect everyone to value the same things I value and assume the same things I'll assume and stuff like that. But in my society that I live in right now, there are some certain values, and if you come in from outside and you have some other values, it doesn't matter. Oh, fucking crap. For example, if your wife in Saudi Arabia is 13 and you come to America and you have sex with her, you're going to jail. Doesn't matter what your values are. Doesn't matter how you feel about the situation. That's the law. Equip pocketed armor over and over lowers your weight. Once negative value, you don't get an recurrent munch. If you've done that, Bethesda has an account of that because they track these numbers, and your account will be banned. Buy a new account if you're doing that. Okay? You can't force American laws in Saudi Arabia, but this is America. Okay? But you can in America. And the end user license agreement, which is what the laws are in the game, you can't enforce those? Toddlers can't play Fallout 76? I mean, they can, but they should get their account banned if they break the laws too. America! We really got to fix this at some point over here. What if you cheat without affecting other players in a multiplayer game, Evo? Or a single player game? Is it multiplayer or single player? You can't force your expectation about glitches into every game ever. It's not my expectation, it's the developer's expectation. The dev's the one who makes the rules, and their rules say that you can't cheat. In multiplayer, you cheat in multiplayer, you should get banned. Hey, Mr. Phipps, what's up? I don't think there's any gray area there. You cheat, banned. Knowingly cheat, you fucking banned. Yeah, solo games, cheat away, yeah. Who cares what you do in a solo game? I don't think... If someone says you can't cheat in a solo game, that's kind of extreme. Because you're not really affecting anybody else. All I ever said was you don't punish a player until you clarify the rules. And I'm saying the rules are already clarified. The rules are not so vague that you already don't have a grasp of 99.999999, repeating, of course, percent. Do I still know you? Of course, Mr. Phipps. How could I possibly forget you? Of situations. There's going to be the super, super, super duper rare case where a person is probably end up going to get banned anyway if they're doing an exploit. What brought this combo on? When do we start talking about this? I have to go back and look what actually started this. Who got banned? Nobody got banned right now. Not from here, at least. There was some bans in Fallout 76 today. I have to go back to and say this again. If you cheat in any multiplayer game, and you're gonna, even if you don't know that you're cheating, you should be banned from it. You shouldn't be allowed. And reconcile your case with a 13-year-old wife in Saudi Arabia having different, obviously unclarified rules than America. Do you think that a person who moved to America wouldn't know the rules? Go. I mean, they had to do a lot of work to move to America. So, I mean, they had to do a lot of work to download the game. They had to do a lot of work of, accepting the end-user license agreement. They had to go to where they had to do so much stuff to get the game launched and make an account. So, the idea that they don't know the rules just doesn't fit, because they definitely know the rules. And if they're uneducated about the rules, that's not grounds for defense in court. I didn't know I couldn't break that rule. I didn't know about the rule, therefore you can't punish me for it. That's not true. We've already talked about, in fact, a retroactive litigation to get punished for. Ignorance of the law is no excuse to not follow the law. According to American courts, it's your civic duty to know the laws and follow them. It's your civic duty to know, and you're not going to get away with it, to know what cheating is and to not do it. You're saying on one hand, in video games, the rules are just a known thing that pertain... No, I'm saying the devs make the rules. I'm not saying that they're a known thing. I'm saying that the devs... I agree with you, the devs make the rules, okay? And the devs themselves have expressed what is and what is not cheating in their end-user license agreement. They have done that. And when you cheat in a multiplayer game, when you gain an unfair advantage on other players, you break the end-user license agreement, and therefore you should be banned. I don't see any leeway there. I don't read the terms of service because it's too long. That's fine, Sivo. When you break the terms of service and get banned, you can't be mad. I feel like that's fair. You shouldn't be allowed. You shouldn't be allowed to use that as a defense. Simply not knowing the rules is not a defense against being banned for breaking the rules. Of you discovering a new glitch? No, okay, so we can go back to our original hypothetical. You discover a new glitch, you exploit it to your advantage, and you get banned. Next. You discover a new glitch. Oh, that's strange. Leave the game, don't use the glitch, come back in another situation, report it to developers, you don't get banned. We never left the original hypothetical. I don't know what you're talking about. Write out the hypothetical again. You're grasping the straws here, man. What if you skip toss with the common sense that you're not allowed to cheat in multiplayer? Well, I don't know why I have to argue that point, honestly, Hated, but I guess I have to. It honestly is common sense. It was reported and the crashing didn't help get rid of it. What was reported? Munch, sorry. We found out about this when I got the pocket armor last night. It's easy to delete from inventory. Well, the pocketed armor glitch has been around for an extended period of time. We get started with the hypothetical. We get stuck on the wall and had the choice to basically win unfairly or to lose unfairly as a result of a glitch. Okay. We're gonna fight. Yeah, Plantera's gonna fight here. Mr. Phipps. Oh shoot! Oh man, I missed the night. Fuck! It's 4:30 a.m. already. Holy moly! I've just been building this and chatting. I should have been fighting Belly Bob just then. Need to fix this up. Oh, what is this from? Is this turn service? Oh my god. Promote, upload, transmit, encourage, or take part in any activity involving hacking, cracking, phishing, taking advantage of exploits or cheats, and or distribution of counterfeit software or virtual currency or virtual items. In an effort to continuously improve the services, you and other players discovering exploit, cheat, cracks, or inconsistencies are required to report them to ZeniMax. I think that's pretty clear cut. That's like hella clear. They used all the words in there. If you cheat, you'll get banned. If you stack inventory to 5k, it crashes servers sometimes. Holy shit. See, this is why you're not allowed to do the infinite carry glitch. And you said if someone chooses to win unfairly when clearly no rules have been made. Okay, all right. So rules have been made. But let's pretend we live in some insane universe where Fortnite doesn't have this exact wording probably against rules. Let's live in that universe, okay? We live in the universe where in Fortnite, if you could instantly kill everyone on the entire map, we're talking about hypothetical. Yeah, I'm going down the hypothetical train. That's fine. We live in a universe where in Fortnite, if you hit a button, you can kill everyone in this entire map. Obviously nobody's exact wording. No, that's the exact wording that Sledhead just put in. that's the exact wording there of what glitch is. We'll ignore that though. We'll say that doesn't exist. You can do some insane, awesome, crazy, cool cheat where you always win every single game. They shouldn't be banned, Go. They shouldn't be banned. I just want to hear you say that a person who wins the game using an exploit like that ought not be banned. No, let's pretend anti-cheat's not there too. They weren't told about it. It wasn't in the terms of service. They're the first one to discover it. They didn't get it. Yeah, he did. But I think they dropped it. No, he did. I want to say, because he was so young. We're doing a hypothetical, yeah. If we start with the assumption that we're following one dev's rules, yeah. Then, of course, there's no room for discussion about what the dev's rules are already here. Let's go with the hypothetical, yeah. There is no rules against this cheating, and you think that would be okay. I just want to have you say that it would be okay. I feel like if you can say that it was fine, that someone who knowingly cheated, even though it wasn't against the rules, shouldn't be punished, then there's no more discussion to be had. Because I can never change your mind. Could you repeat? Would you agree? Would you say it's fair to not take any action against a player who finds an exploit who simply allows them to win the game? It's not in the terms of service. It's not in the rules. There's no precedent set. It just lets them beat the game, and they do it 100 times. No one told them they couldn't do it. It was never discovered before. You would not ban them. They should have no legal recourse whatsoever.